There are moments in life when everything around you tries to convince you that your situation is final, permanent, sealed. The doctor's report says it is over. The rejection letter says you are not chosen. The empty bank account says you have reached your limit. The silence from heaven makes you wonder if God is even watching anymore. And right there in that fragile place, a dangerous lie begins to whisper, maybe this is one thing God cannot fix. But today, that lie dies, because what God cannot do does not exist. Not as an idea, not as a reality, not as a possibility. He is the God who sees, not the God who glances, not the God who checks in occasionally. The God who sees completely, continually, and intentionally. God saw you before this pain began. He sees you in the middle of it, and He already sees the end you haven't reached yet. What God cannot do does not exist. You may be saying, but I've prayed and nothing has changed. You may be saying, but I believed and it still didn't work. You may be saying, but I waited and I'm still here. God is not intimidated by how long it has been. He is not discouraged by how broken it looks. He is not confused by the complexity of your situation. The same God who parted the Red Sea did not need a bridge. The same God who raised Lazarus did not need a pulse. The same God who fed thousands did not need enough food. The same God who healed the blind did not need functioning eyes. He specializes in situations where human logic expires. God sees beyond labels. Men may see your past. God sees your purpose. Men may see your mistakes. God sees your calling. Men may see your weakness. God sees His power resting on you. What God cannot do does not exist. Abraham was old, but God saw a father of nations. Joseph was imprisoned, but God saw a prime minister. David was overlooked, but God saw a king. The woman with the issue of blood was bleeding, but God saw healing. The cross looked like defeat, but God saw resurrection. And right now, God sees victory where you see loss. God is not watching you struggle from a distance. He is involved. He is intentional. He's present. God sees the prayer you stopped praying because you were tired of being disappointed. God sees the dream you buried because it hurt too much to hope again. God sees the faith you feel like you lost even though it's still alive, just wounded, and He is not angry with you. God is not standing over you with disappointment. He is standing beside you with power. What God cannot do does not exist. He can restore what was stolen. He can heal what was damaged. He can revive what died. He can redeem what was wasted. He can rebuild what collapsed. The enemy wants you to believe your situation is permanent. God wants you to know it is temporary. What God cannot do does not exist, so lift your eyes again. Trust Him again. Believe again. God sees you, and because He sees you, your situation is already changing.